Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to be sharing with you how to maximize your profit and minimize losses whenever you are in a trade, and I'm going to be sharing this with a strategy that will blow your mind. All right, now this strategy is very simple, easy to use, and it's not just scalping strategy. So this strategy have the flexibility of allowing you maximize your profit in a good market condition and minimize losses in a bad market condition. Okay, now it's very simple and easy. The setup is so easy and everything is on point. So let's see how the strategy work. Okay, so now I have the one indicator in the main chart and I have two indicators in my window one down here. Okay, so how do we use this strategy? The first strategy I have in the main chart is Bollinger Bands. Okay, so you know what Bollinger Bands is all about. It's supposed to understand volatility in the market. Okay, now we are going to be leveraging on this information we are going to be getting from this Bollinger Bands and the chart, the candlesticks right there, to make entry and also possibly exit. Okay, so now how do we take this, or how do we use this strategy? What you need to do is just to add up your Bollinger Bands. So as default, okay, so what I did is just to add my Bollinger Bands as default. Okay, that's the, you can see period 20, deviation 2.00, shift 0, apply to close, style is 3 pixels, and I just use black. You can use any color of your choice. So once you are here on the main chart, all right, once you are here on the main chart, all you need to do is to pay close attention to the candlesticks. Okay, pay close attention to candlesticks. Now I'm using 15 minutes time frame. This strategy can you can use this strategy on 5 minutes time frame, on 15, 1 hour, 4 hours, and even daily. Okay, but I'm just using 15 minutes time frame for the purpose of this video. So before I proceed with this video, if you are new to this channel, consider subscribing to this channel. Okay, don't forget to also turn on the notification bell to get notified each time I release a new video just like this one. And I want to beg you guys, for those who trade currency, okay, I've created a new channel for currency pairs and the name is displaying on the screen, and I'll also leave the link to that channel in the description. Please support the channel by subscribing to the channel and checking out the intro videos. So I'm going to be dropping more videos in that channel also. So whether you trade currency or not, just support the channel by going to that channel and subscribing. I will leave the link to the channel in the description of this video for your support, guys. All right, so if you love what I do, you can also go there to support me by subscribing to the channel. Thank you. So with this video, we are going to be maximizing profit. I've said before. Now how do we do it? All you need to do is always watch out your chart. So we are paying attention to the main chart, guys. We are paying attention to the main chart. So let me just zoom in a bit. So this is the current price. So if you go up, for instance, you are looking at, if the price is spiking up this way, okay, if the price is spiking up this way, you're just waiting for when the candlestick will close completely to the upside above our Bollinger Bands. Okay, you're waiting for the price to close above our Bollinger Bands. Okay, clearly closing above. Now if you look here, this candlestick closed above our Bollinger. That is the green candle, bullish candle, closes above the outer bound. Okay, so once you see that closing, you are going to be selling. Okay, you are going to be selling. Once you see that the green candle closes clearly above the outer Bollinger bound, the upper bound, okay, then you are going to be selling. Okay, then if you see it, if you see the bearish candle closes below our down Bollinger Bands, okay, like this one right here, okay, the lower bound. So if you see our red candle closes below here, we are going to be buying. Okay, closes completely below, we are going to be buying. You can see that this candle closes completely, not partially. The whole body closes below that point. If you pay close attention to this red candle, you will understand what I mean. Okay, so these are what we are going to be looking for. But now if you just take it independently this way, sometimes you are likely going to be having some fake breakouts. Now if you look here, we still have the same thing. The candlestick closes above here, and after the closing we are going to be selling. This is simple, guys. You don't need to complicate anything right here. The strategy is simple, just make sure that the bullish candle closes above, completely above the upper bound of our Bollinger Bands. Okay, the same thing when you are going to be buying. If once the bearish candle closes below, like what we have here, completely, you are going to be catching spikes on boom. You can use this strategy on boom, volatility, or even if you trade currency pair, you can still use this strategy. Now, one thing you need to understand also is that sometimes you might see some closing below, okay, without, okay, if you look here, you can see this is another closing right here. Okay, let me use this thing to mark it out so that you guys understand what I mean. So this particular red, that is bearish candle, closes below completely, unlike these ones. All these ones here closed partially, so we are not even taking the trade. So look at, the only good signal we had was here. Okay, it closes below, completely below the lower bound. But if you look here, if you have entered that trade right there, you are not going to be making a lot of money. Okay, you're not going to be making a lot of money, so you are just going to be kind of scalping. But this strategy will help you stay longer in the market and make the most money. That's exactly what we are here to do in this video. So this is a wrong signal, and how do we filter those wrong ones? Okay, how do we filter those wrong ones to make sure that we are focusing on the only good market condition that's going to give us more profit or more money whenever we are trading? So that's when the indicator in the window 2 comes to play. Window 1, that is when we start using this window 1 to filter out the best trade. Okay, so I have this indicator here, which is still the RSI and Bollinger Bands. So what is the setup, so that we'll go into it and see how to filter these things and take the best trade. Now I go to my indicator section, then the RSI is simply by default. Okay, the only difference is that here I change this color to my background color. Okay, here to my background color, so I'm using white background, I change it to white. If you are using black, you change it to that. If you are using dark background, you change it to black. Okay, and here in our level, so I used level 85 and 15. Okay, level 85 and 15. You can use level 80 and 20. Okay, but I decided to use 85 and 15, so anyone you wish to use is still perfect. Okay, that's the only change here. Okay, the period is 14, apply to close. Okay, so that's the setup for this RSI. Okay, then the next setup is our Bollinger Bands, and the setup is still simple. We have period 34. Okay, deviation 0.500, shift 0. We have apply to close, and style 3 pieces. I use black. You can also use any color of your choice. So that is exactly the setup on our window 1. Okay, so, and once you are done, this is how to filter the best trade to take. Okay, now what I will do for me to filter this is to zoom out completely. Okay, so you can also do that at your own end to see clearly what is happening. So I will zoom out completely. For instance, here we have observed a breakout, right? We have seen that the price actually break to the upside and closes completely, so we are going to be selling. So how do we now confirm this sell to make sure that it's not going to give us this kind of sell, this kind of information right here, the signal we had here, and the movement was not massive? So we need the movement to be massive. Right there we had that bearish candle closes below. Okay, so if we bought at that point, we will not be making a lot of money. All right, so we are looking for where we can maximize profits and minimize losses, and that's what this strategy is here for. Okay, so now how do we now confirm that entry to know the best of trade? What you need to do is zoom out. Okay, if I zoom out, look at my window 1 right here. If you look here, you can see that my Bollinger Bands is already at level 85. Okay, is there at level 85. So at this level 85, you can also see that's the point we had that closing above. Okay, we had that candlestick closing above our upper Bollinger Bands. Okay, giving us information that, oh, our window 1 is showing us that the price is overbought. Okay, and in the process, the candlestick okay, in our main chart is closing above our upper bound, which is giving us a good and correct information. We are having confluence there between, that is in our window 1 and our main chart. So once you have this confirmation, then you make your entry. Okay, you make your entry. So that's exactly how to filter this thing out, the particular entry point out. So assuming here, okay, assuming here, let's just assume that at this point our indicator window 1 is showing us oversold. We could have pushed this price to the upside, but at that point our Bollinger Bands, all of them are at level over bot region, and this one is giving us information to buy. So we are not doing anything. This is contradiction. So we don't want any contradictions whenever we are taking our trade in our setup. So we want all of them to be saying the same thing. Okay, so from here we're supposed to be only looking for buying opportunities, because our indicator window 1 is showing us over bought, not oversold. Okay, so if I pick a horizontal line just to make it clearer, okay, and drop at this point, okay, if I drop it here, you can see where this particular line is. So I can still pick another one and drop here. Okay, so from here, okay, from here the price have entered over bot region, all these places. So I'm just trying to pick the exact place it's entered so that we start filtering. So this is the point it's entered. So from here our indicator window 1, that's our Bollinger Bands, have entered over bot. So all we are going to be looking for is a close to the upside. So once we see a close or a candlestick closing above, okay, we are going to be making entry. So from here, the first closing is here, and we make this movement to the downside, and the perfect one happened at this point when the price closes above, okay, which is this one here. After the closing, you are making your entry. Okay, so after the closing, I'm making your entry, and your TP could be 1:3, 4, or 5. How do you set your stop loss? Just set your stop loss above the wick of that candlestick that closes completely above the upper bound. Okay, so your stop loss should be somewhere above this wick right here. You can see that wick there. So let me try zooming in. So that is where your stop loss should be, above that wick. That's where you are going to be setting your stop loss. Okay, so you can keep checking out this to see the best of it. Now if I pick my line again, let's just check out this to confirm this on buying when the market will be buying also. So we just have this point. So at this point the price entered over sold. Okay, so the same line at this point. So what actually played out here? Now if I zoom in, you can see at this point, remember this is the line. So now the price that's over sold region. So we are looking for the candlestick to close below our Bollinger Bands. That is our lower Bollinger Bands now. Okay, because the price oversold. Yeah. Now if you look closely, you discover that this particular bearish candle closes below our lower bound completely. So after that closing, that's the point you will start making entry. Okay, that's the point you start making entry. So this is bringing me now to another way to filter this particular signals. Okay, now you can actually be patient enough. Okay, as an aggressive trader, you just enter once this bearish candle closes, you just enter your trade. But you can actually be conservative enough to confirm this movement by waiting for the next bullish candle to form. So once you see that the next bullish candle is still showing you a bullish signal, like what we have there, you can see how the price was rejected at that point to the upside. It's still showing you a good signal to the upside. So once the first bullish candle closes and it's still giving you bullish signal, you are going to be taking that trade. So this is a perfect example. Okay, that is for people who are conservative and you want to get more confirmation. You are not just entering because the price closes outside the Bollinger Band. No, you're not just entering also because the price is overbought using our indicator window 1. No, you still want to confirm again by adding candlestick pattern at that point, okay, or seeing the bullish candle that formed, how the price actually closed. Okay, so that's another way to take this trade. Okay, so now what we have here is that first you check the closing of the candlestick, okay, above. If you are going to be selling, you want to see the close above the upper bounds. Okay, once the price closes, you are going to be taking trade. Once the price closes below the lower bounds, you are also going to be taking trade. Okay, now but not just closing above and below, you are still going to be checking, like what we have here. For instance, we have let me use something to share this. If you look right here, so it's good that you see this and pay and be conscious of these fake signals. Now if you look at this point, you will see that all these candles, the bullish candles, this candle right here, if you look at this point, this bullish candle closes above, right? This one also above, this one also, all of them closes perfectly above. Now how do we filter this and make sure that we are not taking trades at this point? How do we know the best place to take trade? Now if you zoom in, okay, if you zoom in, look at that point. Okay, look at that point. This is over when the price is currently there, but pay close attention to our lines. You discover that our lines are not actually at that level. Okay, our lines, that is our window 1 right here. Look at the indicators. We have only one indicator, okay, at over bot region. We have just one of the line, okay, one of the lines are at overbought region. So at this point, we are not comfortable taking this trade. Okay, if you must take that trade, that means you must wait for at least 2 of these lines of our Bollinger Bands lines to be at level 85 or above it. Okay, so because of this, look at the points a lot of people are going to be losing out if you did not use this filter. Okay, if you did not use this particular window 1, you might start entering trade right here where we have all those fake closing. Okay, once you start having this fake closing and you are entering trade, you are going to be losing money at that point. Okay, and that is exactly why you need not just the closing above and not just the filter. You still need to see a bearish candlestick at this point that confirms that movement to the downside. All right, so look at the only point we will start taking trade is from here, from our this green line. That is the point if you want to take trade at all. If you just see any bearish candlestick pattern around here, you can now use it to enter your trade. Okay, so if you have been watching this trade, by the time you discover this 2 bearish candlestick right there, you could have entered your sell. So you are not just taking this trade just because of the closing outside the upper bounds or the lower bounds. So pay close attention. This is the point you need to get. So what I said is, once you discover the closing, then go deep, go inside and see any candlestick pattern right there. But before then, you have to filter it and know that if this particular signal is worth even checking or trying. For you to check that particular signal, go to the window 1 right here. Okay, you go to the window 1, zoom out completely to see if our indicators are there at overbought if you are selling. Okay, if you discover the indicator that is our Bollinger Bands is there at overbought, then you zoom in to see any candlestick pattern right here. So once you see any bearish candlestick pattern, that's where you will start taking your trade. All right, so please don't make mistake of just entering a trade because the price closes above. That is the usual way a lot of people enter trades, and that's why they are losing money using this particular Bollinger Bands. But I was able to share with you how you can do this differently and maximize your profit with this particular strategy. And the setup and even the stop, the whole setup is going to give you your entry points and also your stop loss level. Because if you are entering your trade at this point, for instance, if you are taking this particular entry right here after the closing of these two shooting star right here, then your stop loss should be above this week. Okay, should be above this week. So the same thing, if you, assuming let's see if we can get another example right here. Okay, this one here closes. Let's zoom in. Okay, we don't have any signal right there, so I just want to see if we can get any other entry. Okay, we have this one here, so let's check if there is a close outside. I just want to share stop loss level with you guys. This one did not actually close outside from here, so these are the fake out that I'm talking about. You don't just enter. Look at this point, guys. Look at this. From here down, the price have been closing outside the lower bound. So these are where traders are getting it wrong. A lot of traders will be entering their trade at this point thinking, oh, it's going to be reversing to the upside. No, that's the usual way a lot of people will take the trade. But now what you need to do is to zoom out completely inside to see if you have your this Bollinger bounce in our window one down here. Okay, so at that point people are entering their trade somewhere here. The Bollinger band is still here. Okay, it's not yet down. All right, so and even if you discover that it's down, you don't just jump in. You still want to zoom in to see what is the next candlestick that is forming after this. Is it a bullish candle or a bearish candle? So if you look at the candlestick formation right here, all the candlesticks here are bearish. So you don't just jump in because it closes. You don't just jump in because you zoomed in or zoom out to see the overbought and oversold. You still need to wait for the next bullish candle to form to show you a sign that we are going to be buying. So look at this one right here. I want us to pay close attention to these two. So we want to understand this thing. I want you to understand this thing clearly. It's very simple strategy. Now, if you look at these two candles right here, so this one closes, the first bearish candle closes below completely, which is nice. Okay, then the next bullish candle was the signal. Is a bullish candle, but if you look closely, the formation when it comes to candlestick pattern is selling. Okay, because this price the price was rejected from that point, okay, to the downside. You can see, you still see that we have a lot of sellers right here. The selling power is still high. That's why the candlestick closes below this way, okay, giving us a long wick to the upside. So we are not taking that entry. Okay, so you just have to test this strategy out yourself. Okay, remember the 3 rules. First, check for a breakout, okay, to the maybe outside the upper bound or the lower bounds. Okay, once you see that, zoom out completely to see where our Bollinger bounce is at, whether it's at overbought, oversold, okay, depending on whatever you are doing. So once you zoom out and see and confirm that, then you go in and see the next bullish candle that is forming or the bearish candle that is forming after that breakout. Okay, you want to see a reversal candlestick at that point. Now we'll give you that information to go in and sell or go in and buy. So that's exactly 3 things you need to look out for. And once you use this strategy this way, you are going to be maximizing profits each time you are taking a trade. Okay, so that's that for this video. Please, if you are new to my channel, subscribe. Remember what I asked you to do for me. I have a new channel now where I'll be teaching or dropping content on currency pairs. Okay, so support the channel by going to the channel. The name is also displaying, and I will still leave the link in the description of this video. Go there and help me subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notification bell to get notified whenever I release a new video on currency pairs. Okay, and I will see you guys in the next one. Hope you enjoy this. Bye for now, guys.